to Unknown Prophet does tarot readings. I do tarot readings from 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning Central Standard Time. I am the Unknown Prophet. I'm here to do tarot readings for you today. And good morning to LG and good morning to Michelle. Oh, sorry, Michael, for coming on in there today. Mine was a little bit choppy. Oh, I think fix this problem. How about this? Can you hear me better now, guys? How about this? Can you hear me better now, guys? LG, how does it sound now? LG, how does it sound now? Okay, it might seem like it's a little bit slower on the screen there. So just be patient with me, guys. So it's you see me talking and then it's kind of repeating itself there. Just be patient with me, guys. So it's you see me talking and then it's kind of repeating itself there. But welcome on in, guys. Good morning to you all. Like I said, I am the Unknown Prophet. My name is Joshua Bleasy. I do tarot readings from 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning Central Standard Time. I do tarot readings from 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning Central Standard Time. I use my homemade deck, the Five Paths Tarot. I use my homemade deck, the Five Paths Tarot. So, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? I'll tell you my situation here. I have to come up with $700 by the 15th in order for me not to be evicted from my home because I haven't gotten the 10-day notice quite yet. I truly do appreciate that. So I am doing this for donations for a while. So I would ask that if you can donate even $5 to the my fund there, I truly do appreciate it. So I truly appreciate anybody who sends me anything. Amber Hawk gave me a $5 tip the other day, but it wouldn't let me accept it for some reason. So maybe the money ran out there. And thank you very much for that kind donation there. I'm just checking my PayPal's and stuff like that right now. So it usually will come through in a little bit saying, "Oh, you have a." Well, it'll come through sooner or later. Thank you very much for that. Where did you send it to? Did you send it to the Cash App or did you send it to the uh, PayPal link? Because I didn't see it, so maybe it's just got to take a little bit of time to get there. Is this how it's going to be now? Anyway, we'll get back to that later. Oh, I don't have the Venmo. Maybe it come through on my phone number has changed. So if you send it through a different way, cancel that. And if you can send it through PayPal or the Cash App, I truly appreciate it. But I haven't set up a Vimo account yet, so I've got to update that here and see if I got. No, my last name starts with a B. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. That's my name. But like I said, I haven't. I'm not even sure I have a Vimo account. So give me a second to just try to see if I got that in. But like I said, I haven't. I'm not even sure I have a Vimo account. So give me a second to just try to see if I got that in. Okay, I don't even have one set up. I'm going to do this as a personal, not a business. I don't even have one set up. I'm going to do this as a personal, not a business. Oh, right. Okay. Doesn't like that number. Oh, right. Okay. Doesn't like that number. So I'm trying to set that up right now there. So LG, just be patient. Okay, no worries. I should have a Vimo account because a lot of people use it. So while I'm just kind of setting this up real quick, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you there. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'll be happy to help you with that reading here in just a moment. I'm just setting up my an account here real quick for Vimo. Okay, now how do I get past this shit? Okay, I agree. Okay, now how do I get past this shit? Okay. Yeah, but you haven't told me how to. Okay, we'll get back to it later. Okay, so I don't have a Vimo account quite yet. I just got done setting it up. So we're gonna have to go back to just go to. I have to figure out how to deal with it. I don't know. They just use my name or email, but I've never used it before, and it's kind of like, oh, here we go, payment methods. Now I can put in the right one. I can put in the right one. So I will be right with you there, Ciala. Thank you for being patient. I was finishing up setting up something here and taking a little bit longer than I thought. So thank you for being patient. I was finishing up setting up something here and taking a little bit longer than I thought. So what did I do now? That might be what I did wrong. There we go. All right, back to action. Okay, Cecilia, you are up. How would you like me to do a reading for you today? Past, present, and future for you today, there? You are up. How would you like me to do a reading for you today? Past, present, and future for you today, there? Okay. Okay. Now, how do people send me money? Okay. Anyway, I'm back. All right. Thank you for your patience. What kind of a reading would you like? Past, present, future then for you today, sweetie? Or all right. Thank you for your patience. What kind of a reading would you like? Past, present, future then for you today, sweetie? I also do another kind of reading. It's called my five paths layout. It's a complicated tarot reading. It's very, very personal to you, and it helps you find the best possible path for you and your path. Very, very personal to you, and it helps you find the best possible path for you and your path. Okay. So, how many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10? Okay. So, how many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10? So whenever you're ready, Cecilia, just tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck, 1 through 10 for you, and then we'll get you a reading here. Whenever you're ready, Cecilia, just tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck, 1 through 10 for you, and then we'll get you a reading here. How many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10? How many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 to 10? 10, got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we have a jumper. 9. Another jumper. Jesus. Okay. All right. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. That's a special message for you. Pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. That's a special message for you. So, in case you didn't hear me, pick a number 1 through 52. So, in case you didn't hear me, pick a number 1 through 52. 42, you got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 2, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. And the 42nd card is where your answer is on in my deck. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So, okay, so here we go with your reading there today. Can you hear me okay, Sister Cecilia? So, okay, so here we go with your reading there today. Can you hear me okay, Sister Cecilia? Okay, good. So here's your past. This is your past card. This is your present card. This is your future card. So here's your past. This is your past card. This is your present card. This is your future card. And this is your destiny card, just so you know which ones are which. So here's your reading for today. So in the past, what you've been doing is you've been trying to extinguish those old fires that you kind of left burning out in your life there. There are all the little projects or all the little things that you kind of kept the fire burning for because you didn't want to let them go. But what happens is those things kind of go out of control and allow you to start making those bad choices and decisions. So you have to put out your old fires first so that you can start working on the future. Start making those bad choices and decisions. So you have to put out your old fires first so that you can working on the future. But what you have to realize is those are going to turn into something beneficial coming up in the future, putting out all those fires and being able to concentrate on the one fire that's right in front of you. Right now, what's kind of going on is you were starting to enter a stage of preparing. And what preparing is, it's all about you deciding what ingredients you want to put back into yourself or add to your persona or change about yourself to make you be a better person than you are today, to be your best self possible. So you have to kind of decide which ingredients kind of go into your mythical soup. Are you the one being cooked or are you the one cooking the soup? So you have to kind of decide which ingredients kind of go into your mythical soup. Are you the one being cooked or are you the one cooking the soup? And that sometimes people get caught up because when everybody lets everybody else tell them what to do. Okay, I will go slower. Everybody lets everybody else tell them what to do. So, do you need me to repeat the first card? So, do you need me to repeat the first card?
If you need me to repeat, just say repeat. Okay, I'm going to repeat everything and I'm going to go slower for you. So, in your past, you have been putting all those old fires out into your life that you've kind of left burning. And it's time for you to extinguish some of those old bad patterns and those old fires that you thought served you. And it's time for you to extinguish some of those old bad patterns and those old fires that you thought because you have to concentrate on the one fire in front of you. Because you have to concentrate on the one fire in front of you. So don't leave your old projects burning so they will come back to haunt you. So don't leave your old projects burning so they will come back to haunt you. Now, your present card. It is all about you deciding which ingredients go into your mythical pot. Now, your card. Are you the one being cooked? Are you the one cooking? Sometimes we let other people decide what we want to know and be about ourselves. So we let everyone add things into our mythical soup of who we are. But we have to decide which ingredients go into the soup that we want. So what are we adding? Are we adding more self-confidence? Are we adding more determination, patience? So what are we adding? Are we adding more self-confidence? Are we adding more determination, patience? The point is, you have to be the one cooking the soup and adding your own ingredients into it so that it can be the soup that you will consume later in life that will keep you sustained and going. Then we have what's coming for you in your future. And that's this card, the Larimar's Door. And it is time for you to start realizing that even a gilded cage is still a cage, or the bad cage is still an evil bad cage, but you've had the key in your pocket the entire time. You can walk out the door. And then turn around, relock the cage, and throw the key back inside so you can't get back in that old bad pattern. Even a comfortable cage still a cage. Those old furniture that used to feel comfortable, they're still causing you backaches. So you have to get out of that cage so that you can move into the new future of opening up and expressing your freedom. So this is you re-embracing your freedom to be the person you want to be without restrictions, without people telling you who and why to be. It's allowing you to work that you are still yet to do is about opening those new doors so that you can find your freedom once again. Now, your destiny card is this dirt card. And that means that all the whole reading, what this whole reading is about, is that you are now have that fertile new ground. All that old bad stuff that you used to think didn't serve you any purpose, those old ashes that you had in this extinguished part of your life that you needed to get rid of, it turns into life giving nutrient dirt eventually. So it's time for you to realize that your dirt has come to fruition. It's time to start planting those new seeds in that dirt for you to start moving forward. So, what are you planting to grow inside of yourself? And then we have your pop out cards to talk about because all right, so this that was your major reading, but whatever cards pop out of my deck, it's usually a special message from your higher power, your angels, your guides, whichever you believe in here. And you got these two cards that popped out of my deck that were jumping off it. My rule is if a card falls out of my deck and it touches the desk, that's a message for you. So take this as your message from your higher power or your angels today, okay? It is time to release all of that which. So take this as your message from your higher power or your angels today, okay? It is time to release all of that which. Okay, I want to understand your question here. All this will finish. Okay, I want to understand your question here. All this will finish. So I'm going to get you pop-up cards unless you want to kind of complete what your thought was there. So I'm going to get you pop-up cards unless you want to kind of complete what your thought was there. Otherwise, we'll just say you want to continue. If you want me to continue with the pop-out cards, or do you need me to go back to the previous reading? Otherwise, we'll just say you want to continue. If you want me to continue with the pop-out cards, or do you need me to go back to the previous reading? No, that's not how you do it. Nope, that's not how you do it. There we go. Going back to your previous year. So we had extinguish, we had preparing, we had the Larimar's door, going back to your previous and we had extinguish, we had preparing, we had the Larimar's door, and so which card do you need me to go back over again and talk about? So which card do you need me to go back over again and talk about? I'm sorry that I'm going too fast for you there. So which card do you need me to revisit there? I'm sorry that I'm going too fast for you there. So which card do you need me to revisit there? Okay, so the future. Even a gilded cage can still be a cage. So whatever comfortable spot you think you've been living in for quite a long time, or that cage you feel trapped in. So whatever comfortable spot you think you've been living in for quite a long time, or that cage you feel trapped in. It's all about you embracing your freedom once again, unlocking the door that you've put yourself in, walking outside of that cage. Embracing your freedom once again, unlocking the door that you've put yourself in, walking outside of that cage. Turning around, relocking the door, and then throwing the key in the center. Turning around, relocking the door, and then throwing the key in the center. Because even the comfortable spot you used to be in feels safe. It's all about you re-embracing your freedom once again. not being constricted by what everyone else is telling you what to do, but allowing you to truly move as free as a bird. Freedom once again. Not being constricted by what everyone else is telling you what to do, but allowing you to truly move as free as a bird. And open re-embracing that freedom you have once again. Then your destiny card. It's all about, remember when I was talking about the nutrient dirt that you were going to use someday? When you put out all these stuff in this extinguish card, right? Remember when I was talking about the nutrient dirt that you were going to use someday? When you put out all these stuff in this extinguish card, right? That is the stuff that turns back into that life giving nutrient dirt someday. It turns into the fertilizer that the world needs. That is the stuff that turns back into that life giving nutrient dirt someday. It turns into the fertilizer that the world needs. So it's time for you to start planting those new seeds in that fertile ground. So it's time for you to start planting those new seeds in that fertile ground. And start working on how you want to grow yourself in the direction you want so that you can have the right ingredients to add to that soup you want. And start working on how you want to grow yourself in the direction you want so that you can have the right ingredients to add to that soup you want. And that will help you re-embrace your freedom once again because you'll be the one in control of what grows and doesn't. And that will help you re-embrace your freedom once again because you'll be the one in control of what grows and doesn't. Are you all good on that reading? So I can get your pop-out cards then? Are you all good on that reading? So I can get your pop-out cards then? If you want me to continue, just say continue. If you want me to continue, just say continue. And remember, guys, you can always go back after the stream and watch this all over again. So if you missed something during your reading, you can always go back and revisit it somewhere when I'm done with my stream today. That'll be at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Your reading, you can always go back and revisit it somewhere when I'm done with my stream today. That'll be at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so your pop-out cards, right? So I want you to take this as a personal message from your higher power or your angels or your guides, whichever you want to believe they come from, okay? They're telling you it's time for you to release all of that bent up stuff you have inside of yourself. It's time for you to go find that open field where no one can hear you. All of that bent up stuff you have inside of yourself. It's time for you to go find that open field where no one can hear you and start to scream out all of those bent up emotions you have. Even if they're happy emotions, it's time to let go of some of the things which you've been holding on to for far too long. Emotions you have. Even if they're happy emotions, it's time to let go of some of the things which you've been holding on to for far too long. So that's what that's telling you. And then they're telling you also to get ready to be put into that forge that is going to make you into the person you want to be. So all of this stuff that you are releasing is basically the fuel for the fire. That is the forge that you will start making yourself into. All of this stuff that you are releasing is basically the fuel for the fire. That is the forge that you will start making yourself into the thing, the person you want to be, because you'll be the one in control yet again. See, you have to get this forge nice and red hot, and that takes a lot of energy to do. So the more you release into that ether, the more that will come back in the form of energy for you to start making your metal red hot. Because after this step comes you the step of tempering that metal into the shape you want it to be. Making your metal red hot. Because after this step comes you the step of tempering that metal into the shape you want it to be. But right now, it's just about gathering that energy and getting yourself ready for that moment. But right now, it's just about gathering that energy and getting yourself ready for that moment. Did you understand all of that, Cecile? Yeah. Did you understand all of that, Cecile? Yeah. You're very welcome. I wanted to make sure you got the reading you deserved there, Cecile. So thank you for letting me know that I needed to, you know, slow down and stuff like that because I want to make sure that you get the reading that you deserve to have. So thank you for letting me know that. I will try to endeavor to go a little bit slower from now on. I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle for the deck here. I will try to endeavor to go a little bit slower from now on. I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle for the deck here. Okay, what does my guides have to tell me today? Okay. All right, guys, I am going to repost my links for my tip links here. Remember, I am doing this for donations. I do appreciate anyone who can send me a donation of any kind of amount of money. So if you have the ability to do that, please, 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 please help me out by sending me a donation for the reading you got today. I would really appreciate that. But if you can't afford it, I understand. Please remember, you can show me love a lot of other ways. So but if you can't afford it, I understand. Please remember, you can show me love a lot of other ways. So those are my tip links just in case you guys needed them today. Those are my tip links just in case you guys needed them today. All right, guys. So, like I said, my situation right now is kind of, you know, a little bit harsh and stuff like that. But I know that I will be able to get through this and be able to make my life a little bit better. It's just going to take me some time to do that. And as much as I want to say that, I usually do these readings for free. If you can even donate a little bit, I do appreciate everything you can do to help because I have to try to earn that money before the 15th. So I want to try to get that to them as quickly as possible. But I understand that people have their own little things going on there. But now you know how to send me money. If you would like to send me money, I just created a Vimo account. So but now you know how to send me money. If you would like to send me money, I just created a Vimo account. So oh wait. Don't go off the screen. Oh, thank God I didn't click it. Don't go off the screen. So now I've got all of those things open here. So now I've got all of those things open here. All right. Well, back. I'm gonna get those off of my screen right now so I can get back to doing the readings, which I'm supposed to be doing. All right. Well, back. I'm gonna get those off of my screen right now so I can get back to doing the readings, which I'm supposed to be doing. All right. Oops. All right. Oops. I don't need wax in my ear. Tell you guys, I was in so much pain yesterday, I couldn't even complete my stream. I started getting sick sitting up, and it doesn't happen to me a whole lot, but this is pretty much the whole time I'm up during the day. This is probably all I really do up. Most of the day, I'm sitting in the. This is pretty much the whole time I'm up during the day. This is probably all I really do up. Most of the day, I'm sitting in the. So I truly do appreciate that that you all come here every day and spend some time with me. So I truly do appreciate every last one of you. So I want to say thank you first and foremost for what you've done for me. I'm not changing the screen. I'm adding something to the screen here. So if you see something else pop up here, just pay it no mind. I'll be back in 5 seconds. Just pay it no mind. I'll be back in 5 seconds. See, I got it. Hey, hi, bro. How's it going, bro? How are we doing today? See, I got it. Hey, hi, bro. How's it going, bro? How are we doing today? Good. How can I help you today? Do you want to sit and chit chat for a while? We do have a chit chat. Besides being a little bit of a tight spot, I'm doing okay. I'm trying to earn enough money so that I don't get evicted this month, and I'm almost there. I'm doing okay. I'm trying to earn enough money so that I don't get evicted this month, and I'm almost there. But besides that, life is treating me good. I'm having the best day ever, like I always like to say. Even when days are hard for me to handle, I still have the best day ever. But besides that, life is treating me good. I'm having the best day ever, like I always like to say. Even when days are hard for me to handle, I still have the best day ever. Would you like a reading today, bro? Would you like a reading today, bro? All right. Would you like I do two different kinds of readings here, bro. I do your typical past, present, future, which is the most typical one people get, or I can take you down the 5 paths, which will tell you all about the path that you are on and how to navigate what's going on forward. It's a little bit more complicated and a lot more interactive. Okay, young lady, thank you for letting me know that. It's just with bro cut it out. I'm like, so if you want to offer a name, otherwise I would just keep calling you. I could call you cut it out. Whatever way you want me to do it. Doesn't matter to me. You want to offer a name, otherwise I would just keep calling you. I could call you cut it out. Whatever way you want me to do it. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, okay. Hey, Nicole. So thank you for offering that up. So would you just like a simple reading today, or do you want one that has a little bit more answers to it? So would you just like a simple reading today, or do you want one that has a little bit more answers to it? Well, that's okay. I don't mind. You can use your son's account. Well, that's okay. I don't mind. You can use your son's account. Okay, we'll do you, since you're not asking for something more complicated, I'll just do the simple past, present, future reading. And then all I need from you is to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you 1 through 10. For something more complicated, I'll just do the simple past, present, future reading. And then all I need from you is to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you 1 through 10. Something tells me you need the 5 paths layout. So maybe I'll gonna give you my 5 card layout, and we'll still shuffle you 6 times because that's what I feel like you need today. And I'll explain the paths to you here in just a little bit. Since you're on this here, give me a second. I'm gonna pull up extra slide here to help kind of show you. So give me one moment here. So if you can see this layout right now, let me explain this layout to you so you understand how this layout works for you, okay? Your past path is all about those victories and defeats that have faced at this moment, but it's time to turn around and face the future and how best to do that. The way path is all about those choices and decisions that you have made through your life with your logical mind and your emotional mind. And then then I have you choose one of three paths. The hard path is all about overcoming adversity, getting to your goal very quickly, but then you need to take a break afterwards. The easy path is all about you taking one step at a time, one goal at a time. You might not get to your major goal very quickly, but you do eventually get there. You have a lot more energy by the end of this path. The unseen path is a little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but it's that one thing that's been staring you in the face the whole time that you need to pull yourself away from to get that big picture. This path doesn't have any kind of direction, it's unseen. You have to forge it yourself. The home path is all about what you need within yourself or what you need to expel within yourself. The leap of faith card is all about that one giant leap we need to take to overcome our fears. We all know what we're jumping into. We just don't know how we're going to land. Then the wandering path is all about that one thing, choice or decision we have yet to consider that might help us on our path. Yeah. And that's how this layout works. Choice or decision we have yet to consider that might help us on our path. So that's how that one works there. Okay, Shiham, I will put you on the list for another reading. Give me a second here. So that's how that one works there. So just so you kind of can follow along and you understand. If you understand all that, we'll get you that kind of a reading. It gets you a lot more answers. Or we can just go with the 3 card reading. Follow along and you understand. If you understand all that, we'll get you that kind of a reading. It gets you a lot more answers. Or we can go with the 3 card reading. So Nicole, that's what the 5 paths is what I feel you need to do. So all I need you to do is tell me how many cards you want me to count out where your answer your journey begins. We'll do the 5 paths. I think that's what you need. So all I need you to do is tell me how many cards you want me to count out where your journey begins. We'll do the 5 paths. I think that's what you need. So pick a number 1 through 52. Pick a number 1 through 52. Let's do the 6-time shuffle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shuffles. Now 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. And the 40th card is where our journey begins. Okay, so past path. Wait path. There we go. Okay, your hard path, your easy path, your unseen path, your home card, your leap of faith card, and this is your wandering path card. So that goes over here. All right, so here we go. Here is your reading here, okay? So let me do this one by one here. So your past path is all about you opening up and sharing about, I don't care. That's fine. That's how you get the reading. You trust your gut and instincts because that's what's going to help you the most in your life, you know? I don't care. That's fine. That's how you get the reading. You trust your gut and instincts because that's what's going to help you the most in your life, you know? Yep, you sure are. Sheham. So just give me a second. I'm in the middle of doing her reading, Nicole. So it's all about you opening up and starting to share that information that you need to share from your past. There's something that you have been neglecting to share about what's happened to you up to this point that has been keeping you stagnant and allowing you to not move forward. So it's time to start facing those things in which you need to share with the world or share with people that you care the most about your personal journey going forward. It's time to turn yourself around and start facing that future and opening up those lines of communication again so you can get the answers you deserve to have. It's time to turn yourself around and start facing that future and opening up those lines of communication again so you can get the answers you deserve to have. Now we're on to your weight path. Your weight path is all about you. Right now, you're making the choices and decisions. Well, you don't have to necessarily have a direction, a time limit. You don't have to have even a direction or a. Right now, you're making the choices and decisions. Well, you don't have to necessarily have a direction, a time limit. You don't have to have even a direction or a path ahead of you. It's all about you just going with the flow once again. Some of your choices and decisions, sometimes you make them either too quickly or you don't make them quick enough. You just have to be a more go with the flow kind of a person going on in your weight path right now. And when you're taking these choices and decisions into your heart, use your logical mind and your emotional mind, but then just pick up direction and go. And when you're taking these choices and decisions into your heart, use your logical mind and your emotional mind, but then pick up direction and go. Okay, so now on to the next three cards, which is your unseen path, your easy path, or your hard path. Which path would you like to go down first? Your unseen path, your easy path, or your hard path? Which path would you like to go down first? So just so you know which cards are, the exist card is your unseen card, the molding is your easy card, and the blue whiff is your hard card. So just so you know which cards are, the exist card is your unseen card, the molding is your easy card, and the blue whiff is your hard card. This reading works very well if I can, if you help you be, because the one you choose going first, if you want me to choose, all right, you're giving me the right and responsibility to choose your path for you. And, you know, if you are interactive in this reading, it will be a little bit more better for you. If you have me choose, you have me choose. Say choose or just say pick one or something like that. And we will just go with it, my instincts. It will be a little bit more better for you. If you have me choose, you have me choose. Say choose or just say pick one. So, Nicole, so the hard path is all about you doing one thing. It's all about you kind of considering that you don't need to be the follower of the pack or the leader of the pack anymore. You've been a lone wolf long enough. It's all about coming back to the family that means the most to you. And this is my father's card. My father didn't always do everything right in the past. He was a very irresponsible adult who didn't pay much attention to me or mom or anybody else. He went to go live a different life, and eventually we got back together and we were able to heal those wounds. But he had to learn how to release those emotions within himself. He had to learn how to howl at the moon with his emotions to let them out so that he could share what his truest feelings were. And once he did that, he started living a happier, better life. So it's time for you to start realizing that you don't have to be the leader of the pack. You can be a follower of the pack. Just be a part of that pack that's going to make you be the best part of that family you want to start to grow. Realizing that you don't have to be the leader of the pack. You can be a follower of the pack. Just be a part of that pack that's going to make you be the best part of that family you want to start to grow. And if you have a father figure in your life you could seek some advice from, father figure or whatever, it's time for you to go ask them for a little bit of advice. That might help you on your hard path. Then we have your unseen path or your easy path next. Your unseen is the exist card. Your easy path is the molding card. That might help you on your hard path. Then we have your unseen path or your easy path next. Your unseen is the exist card. Your easy path is the molding card. So your easy path is all about you taking back control of your life and start to mold yourself into that which you want to be. You've been mom for quite a long time now. It's time to start realizing that you have to be your own individual person as well. You're not taking enough care of yourself and molding yourself into the shape you want to be. You're letting other people shape it for you. Now, we all can't stop being moms and dads and stuff like that in our lives. That's never going to happen. We know that, right? But it's definitely time for you to start molding yourself into that form in which you want to be. So, kind of getting an idea of what is going on right now and trying to take more control over what is going on in your life. You get to decide the materials you want to be. You get to decide what makes you up inside. That's kind of like the materials. And then when you're done getting all those materials together, you have to start working it with your hands and start working on it. So the easiest path for you to do right now would be to start molding yourself into the shape you want to be instead of letting everyone else tell you what to be. Getting all those materials together, you have to start working it with your hands and start working on it. So the easiest path for you to do right now would be to start molding yourself into the shape you want to be instead of letting everyone else tell you what to be. So then we get to your unseen path, which is the only path we can choose at this point. It's time for you to stop just existing as an idea. So your unseen path is telling you, hey, you might not know where you're going, but it's time to punch through to the other side and stop existing as one idea or thought. Vincent, I'll put you on the list. You might not know where you're going, but it's time to punch through to the other side and stop existing as one idea or thought. So it's time for you to punch through to the other side and stop existing just as one thing and make yourself become the being that you would like in your life again. So it's time for you to punch through to the other side and stop existing just as one thing and make yourself become the being that you would like in your life again. All right. And now we have the next two cards. I'm going to take this off for a second here, which is your leap of faith card is this extinguished card, and the home path is your guilt card. Which is leap of faith card is this extinguished card, and the home path is your guilt card. Which one would you like to hear first? Which one would you like to hear first? And just a reminder to everybody in chat, please stay in chat when I call your name up more than 3 times. I will move on. So just please stay in chat. So your leap of faith card, right? So it's definitely time for you to start putting out those old fires in your life that you have kind of left burning. And you're afraid that if you put those out, that you're not going to know who or what you are. Those are very important things to you that you feel like you have to keep burning in order for you to start moving forward. You have to extinguish all those fires that are no longer serving you so you can concentrate on the one fire in front of you. So maybe you're a great multitasker, but when it comes to taking care of one thing at a time for yourself, it's very hard for you to do that. So it's time to extinguish out those old flames that aren't serving you any purpose anymore.
maybe you're a great multitasker, but when it comes to taking care of one thing at a time for yourself, it's very hard for you to do that. So it's time to extinguish out those old flames that aren't serving you any purpose anymore.
So that might be what you need to get to jump that leap of faith is maybe you worried about that happening and coming into your life. So maybe that's something you have to think about. Now your home card is all about one thing. The guilt card doesn't necessarily mean you feel guilty about any one thing in particular. You can even feel guilty for succeeding. You can feel guilty for a lot of different reasons. But it's all about the emotion that we need to go through because it is a stage of grief of some kind. You're letting something go in order to let something open up and become in the future. But until you resolve this thing inside of yourself that you need, that whatever you might or may not be feeling guilty of, we can feel guilty about the success we have.
But until you resolve this thing inside of yourself that you need, that whatever you might or may not be feeling guilty of, you can feel guilty about the success we have.
And that kind of tells you sometimes, we feel guilty about taking care of ourselves. We feel guilty about doing something good for ourselves. We can feel guilty for a lot of different reasons. They're not always bad emotions that are attached to them sometimes. So whatever thing you've been holding on to, it's time to let that go. That will open up a space in your heart for those things for you to finally get fulfilled.
They're not always bad emotions that are attached to them sometimes. So whatever thing you've been holding on to, it's time to let that go. That will open up a space in your heart for those things for you to finally get fulfilled.
All right. So I'm just kind of doing something here so I can get ready to give you your rundown here. So now we get to your wandering path card, right? It's time to start picking out those ingredients that.
So I'm just kind of doing something here so I can get ready to give you your rundown here. So now we get to your wandering path card, right? It's time to start picking out those ingredients
that we want to start adding to the soup of who we are. We have to empty out the old water and the old stew that we've been being cooked in for such a long time. This is about taking back control of your personal journey once again and preparing yourself to be the soup that you've always wanted to be, the person you've always wanted to be. Now it's time to start adding those flavors to that. So what kind of things are you going to be adding to that soup of who you are? More self-confidence, more determination, more patience.
Start adding those flavors to that. So, what kind of things are you going to be adding to that soup who you are? More self-confidence, more determination, more patience.
Just remember that whatever you add to this soup is going to be the soup you consume that will feed you the rest of your journey. So, be careful and put in what you want into that soup of who you are.
Just remember that whatever you add to this soup is going to be the soup you consume that will feed you the rest of your journey. So be careful and put in what you want into that soup of who you are.
So when I look over your whole reading and I ask myself, what could this possibly mean, right? It's definitely time for you to open up and share something about your past and let something kind of come forward so that people can know more information about you. It's time to stop being so concerned with taking a direction or a path of going. You have to learn how to go with the flow a little bit more because you want to be that person in your family that brings everyone together. Maybe you are the leader of the pack. Maybe you are just a follower, but you're a part of a family. And it's time to start realizing that if you open up those emotions and letting them out and sharing those with the people surrounding you, they will better understand what you've been through up to this point. Then you have to remember to mold yourself into the thing that you want to be. Because without you taking that control back into your own hands, you are letting people mold you into what they want you to be rather than what you want to be. You have to stop letting all those fires that you've had going on in your life not be those things within you that are no longer serving you any purpose. It's time to put those out in your life once again. Then you have to get over whatever guilt, even the happy guilt of saying I'm succeeding and doing a good job and doing things. Sometimes we can feel guilty for a lot of different reasons, but kind of consider that may be about you doing stuff for yourself makes you feel guilty. So that's why you don't always get a chance to do that. And you're afraid if you do that, something bad is going to happen. But it's time for you to prepare that mythical soup that you have in your life once again and add those ingredients back into yourself you want to start being. And that is your reading today, Nicole.
That something bad's going to happen. But it's time for you to prepare that mythical soup that you have in your life once again, and add those ingredients back into yourself you want to start being. And that is your reading today, Nicole.
It's time to forgive yourself because you are an individual person too. I'm going to give you my last minute intuitional thoughts for you there, Nicole. Whatever you're going through, I don't know if you're empty nesting right now, if your son or daughter or kids have are getting ready to move out of the house or whatever kind of a deal. And sometimes we kind of get these weird feelings inside ourselves. Did I do enough? Did I do enough to help this person? Blah 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 blah. But I kind of feel like it's more about you taking better control of your own life now rather than letting people tell you what to do, you know? And that's kind of what my cards are telling you. To try and take some time for yourself for a change.
It's more about you taking better control of your own life now rather than letting people tell you what to do, you know? And that's kind of what my cards are telling you. To try and take some time for yourself for a change.
You know, it's hard for moms in this world don't get enough credit for the job they do. All right, so we are on to the next reading. You okay? Yes, you. Thank you. Yes, I do need to. Yeah, you're right. But I think you're going to be okay there, sweetheart. You just gotta. It's time to start thinking about how to prioritize a little bit more time for yourself and give yourself that. You need a spa day. If I could tell you one thing, you need a spa day. You need a day to go relax, go get pampered up, go get treated like you need to be treated, go get the meal you want, go get everything. Take that day for yourself. Just go take a day off.
Tell you one thing: you need a spa day. You need a day to go relax, go get pampered up, go get treated like you need to be treated. Go get the meal you want, go get everything. Take that day for yourself. Just go take a day off.
All right, GM. It's your turn. Okay, Charles, welcome on in. Would you like to be added to my list there, Charles?
All right, yeah.
You do have to stay in chat in order to get your reading. If you're not here when I call your name up more than 3 times, I do move on. Yeah, that's my fuzzball buddy.
List there, Charles.
My cat's coming in for a snuggle here.
You have to stay in chat in order to get your reading. If you're not here when I call your name up more than 3 times, I do move on. Yeah, that's my fuzzball buddy. My cat's coming in for a snuggle here.
Okay, Charles, I will add you to the list. You've got 2 more in front of you. Sheham, calling you once. Okay, you're here. What kind of a reading would you like today, Sheham?
Okay, Charles, I will add you to the list.
Oh, you wanted one about your career, right?
Sheham, calling you once. Okay, you're here. What kind of a reading would you like today, Sheham?
What you good kid?
Oh, you wanted one about your career, right?
I'm in the middle of readings, young man. What, you want to come say hi for 5 seconds? Huh? Okay, how many times do you want me? Oh, let me do a cleansing shuffle here. Almost forgot to do my cleansing shuffle. All right. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you there, Sheham?
Oh, let me do a cleansing shuffle here. Almost forgot to do my cleansing shuffle.
You little fart knocker.
All right. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you there, Sheham?
You. Yes, you can be added to my list. You are 4th on the list there, Jennifer, so you have to stay not audible. Can you hear me better now, Sheham?
You are 4th on the list there, Jennifer, so you have to stay audible. Can you hear me better now, Sheehan?
Okay, here we go. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you? 1 through 10. Okay, here we go. How many times do you want me to shuffle the deck for you? 1 through 10. Ouch. Cats. I said 1 through 10, Sheehan, not 16. 1 through 10 is your shuffle. 16 is your next number of how many cards you want in the deck. We can use that. But 1 through 10. If you say 10, that's fine. But I'm not shuffling 16 times. 1 through 10 is your shuffle. 16 is your next number of how many cards you want in the deck. We can use that. But 1 through 10. Thank you. 10, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5. Do you want me to use the 16 as your count number, or do you want to pick one number 1 through 52? 4, 5. Do you want me to use the 16 as your count number, or do you want to pick one number 1 through 52? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the 20th card is where your answer is in my deck. So love and career, huh? Okay. I know that one. Yep, stuck with this things and I start preparing myself. I did shuffle. So these cards are coming up for a reason there, Sheehan. But it's the order that's the important part. So in your past, you have to start considering taking that wandering path with no direction, no thing going in mind, not a time limit, not a place or direction you need to be at. It's time to start going with the flow a little bit more, both in career and love. You're a little bit too tightly wound, and it's kind of like you're seeking. You want the answer so bad to be yes, but you're not giving it the time you need for it to start to manifest in your life. Tightly wound. And it's kind of like you're seeking, you want the answer so bad to be yes, but you're not giving it the time you need for it to start to manifest in your life. So it's definitely time to start considering, have you been wandering too long without a direction, or is this something you need to do from coming from your past and walking into that future? It's time for maybe to be a little bit more going with the flow kind of a person. Then we have your present card, which is your exist card, right? And your exist card is saying it's time to stop being an idea and punch through to the other side and do the work you need to do in order to make yourself become that being. So both in love and career, just think about it this way. I know we've talked before, and from our previous readings, what I can remember is this, that it's definitely about you choosing your own destiny. You have to kind of go get what you want. So have you made the calls? Have you gone out and put yourself out there on social media? As I'm seeking a job, I'm seeking love. You know, maybe you have to pick one over the other for first. So concentrate on career first. Then once you get your career up and going a little bit better so that you have a working paycheck so that you can take them out. I know, Charles. Pick one over the other for first. So concentrate on career first. Then once you get your career up and going a little bit better so that you have a working paycheck so that you can take them out. I know, Charles. It's unfortunately a product of me multitasking with my computer. I'm streaming through 4 different kinds of places right now. So, you know, it's unfortunately a product. Like I said, okay, so job only, you're saying, Sheehan. Well, it still applies because you want this job really, really badly, but why aren't you still putting out other things to kind of say to yourself, there's more opportunity out there. I need to put my resume together, make sure it all looks nice, neat, and clean, and it's all brushed up and ready and relevant. then I need to go out there and start applying to jobs and dropping off resumes so that I can start putting out the more feeling. Because the more you put yourself out, the more you stop being an idea and start existing. That is when you're going to start to live.
Applying to jobs and dropping off resumes so that I can start putting out the more feeling. Because the more you put yourself out, the more you stop being an idea and start existing. That is when you're going to start to live.
And then your future card is telling you prepare yourself to get ready because whatever is coming for you, it's definitely going to depend on what you are adding to that soup of life again. Did you dump out that old soup that you were being cooked in, or are you still being the one being cooked? So maybe you have to consider that the ingredients you are putting into the world or what you're putting out into the world isn't looking appetizing enough for people. So maybe brushing up on those things will help you a little bit better. So make sure you have everything in order.
Consider that the ingredients you are putting into the world, what you're putting out into the world,
Well, it's time. So what's coming for you in your future and career?
will help you a little bit better. So make sure you have everything in order.
So it's telling you to prepare yourself and get yourself ready. That's what your future is telling you.
So what's coming for you in your
It's going to be a time of you preparing so that when you are ready to get into this thing that you want to get into, because that's what the molding card is for. That's what your destiny card is telling you to tie this all together. It's time for you to start making yourself into that mold, which will make you more appealing to those people you want in your life again. So the job you want, you have to mold yourself to be that shape in which they will say, "Oh, I want you as an employee." Same thing with love. I have to start molding myself into my truest, best self so that when I do fall in love, they fall in love with the real me, not the mask I put on every day.
to be that shape in which they will say, "Oh, I want you as an employee." Same thing with love. I start molding myself into my truest, best self, so that when I do fall in love, they fall in love with the real me, not the mask I put on every day.
So what I can tell you from what my intuitions are telling you, Shiham, I think you're not giving it enough time, and you're so hot to have it happen right now. But sometimes patience is a virtue. Sometimes waiting that little bit longer gets you that which you truly need back in your life again.
And you're so hot to have it happen right now, but sometimes patience is a virtue. Sometimes waiting that little bit longer gets you
Doing a
that which
cleansing
you
shuffle.
truly need back in your life again.
But I think what you need to do is kind of take a step back, reevaluate everything that you are doing, because the more, first on love, the more you love yourself, the more you treat yourself good, the more you seem like a bright.
But I think what you need to do is kind of take a step back,
Can you get
reevaluate
success?
everything
I
that
don't
you're
know,
doing
Shiham. Are
because
you going to work for that success?
first
Because
on
that
love,
success
the
is all
more you
based
love
on the
yourself,
work you put
the more you
into it.
treat yourself
That's not something a
good,
tarot
the
reading
more
card can give you. That's something you have to go get. You have to work for it every single day. You want
I
success,
don't
that
know,
means you're going to
Shiham.
have to
Are
put
you
in
going
the
to
work
work
for
for
it.
that success?
You're going to have
That
to do
success is
what
all
it
based
takes
on
to
the work
be
you
the
put into
best
it.
possible
That's not
person
something a tarot reading
so that
card
you can
can
be
give
that
you.
successful
You
person
have
you
to
want. You have to
get
start viewing that
you have
spot
to
on
work
the
for it every
ground
single day. You
that
have to
you
put
can start
you
walking
have to put
towards,
in the
that you
work.
are going to make that
You're going to
goal
have to
someday.
what it
Which
takes
path are you
to
going to
be
take
that
to get that?
best
That's up to
possible
you.
person so that you can be that successful person you want. You have to start viewing that spot on the ground that you can start walking towards, that you are going to make that goal someday. Which path are you going to take to get that? That's up to you.
But I want to move on to Vincent here. So Vincent, are you in the chat?
But I want to move on to Vincent here. So
Like
Vincent,
I
are you in
said,
the chat?
I'm going to just finish up this one sentence with Shiham real quick, just to answer his question here. Is any marriage possible in 2024? I think that what it's going to take for you to finally find the love is you have to really learn to love yourself a little bit more and see yourself worthy of that love, because I don't see anything happening until you can brush yourself up a little bit and say, I love me a little bit more before you go searching for somebody else. So be okay and love yourself so much that you seem like a shiny penny on the ground that someone wants to pick up for good luck.
Anything
Okay.
happening until you can brush yourself up a little bit and say, I love me a little bit more before you go searching for somebody else. So be okay and love yourself so much that you seem like a shiny penny on the ground that someone wants to pick up for good luck. Okay.
So, Vincent, you wanted a 5 card reading, and I just want to do a cleansing shuffle here because I was getting a little intuitional. Whenever I get that, I have to kind of shuffle my cards a little bit. This is what I call a cleansing shuffle. It just kind of makes it all nice and clear for me. When I do this, I think about that sense. Just want to do a cleansing shuffle here because I was getting a little intuitional. Whenever I get that, I have to kind of shuffle my cards a little bit. This is what I call a cleansing shuffle. It just kind of makes it all nice and clear for me. When I do this, I think about that sense. So, Vincent, thank you for being patient while I finish that up real quick. You wanted the 5 card reading. How many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10? So, Vincent, thank you for being patient while I finish that up real quick. You wanted the 5 card reading. How many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now pick a number 1 through 52 and think about what you would like to know, Vincent. And then we will start wherever your journey begins there. First card. Now pick a number 1 through 52 and think about what you would like to know, Vincent. And then we will start wherever your journey begins there. First card. 17. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And your 17th card is your press card, your weight card, your easy, your hard, and your 17th card is your press card, your home card, your unseen path card, and your leap of faith card. Okay, just so you can see these here real quick, so you can get an idea of here where we're going. Okay, can you see the cards okay, Vincent? All right, so your past path is this glow card. It's time for you to stop living in the past as an idea, and you have to start taking all those positive things that have happened from you from your past and start to let it build in you as this beautiful white light energy that you need to start glowing within yourself. It's time to start shining like that beautiful bright sun in the sky. Remember, all the people who will no longer want to be in your life anymore, that can't stand the new light that you're shining, will start to walk away from you. So don't feel bad that those people have left you. Your truest people and family will definitely make it a part of your life. Will no longer want to be in your life anymore. That can't stand the new light that you're shining will start to walk away from you. So don't feel bad that those people have left you. Your truest people and family will definitely make it a part of your life. And allow yourself to finally be that glowing white, beautiful person you are. So it's time to start working on that self-improvement, to start believe that you have that beautiful light inside of yourself before we move forward. Then we get to your weight path. Okay, and that's a Stoke card right here, okay? Person you are. So it's time to start working on that self-improvement, to start believe that you have that beautiful light inside of yourself before we move forward. Then we get to your weight path. And that's a Stoke card right here, okay? It's time to start adding the logs onto the fire that you want to start building up that fire within yourself. So think of it like this. If I'm adding self-confidence onto my fire, that's going to make my fire burn a lot better. But it's time to start adding those logs onto the fire that are going to burn for a while, that are going to allow you to keep that energy. So do you need more self-confidence as a log? Do you need to add that determination onto that fire? Do you need to add what is it going to take for you to finally start chasing those dreams? How are you going to stoke that fire so that you are ready to put that hot coals into that forge that someday we will start to create who we want to be? But you have to get the fire red hot first. So it's time to start working when you're thinking about making those choices and decisions in your life. Put that hot coals into that forge that someday we will start to create who we want to be. So you have to kind of consider which logs make the best possible choice you can for yourself right now. Then we get to go down your past path, your unseen path, and your the hard path. So your exist card is your easy path, your finding card is your unseen path, and your molding card is your hard path. Which card do you want to go down first? The hard path. So your exist card is your easy path, your finding card is your unseen path, and your molding card is your hard path. Which card do you want to go down first? Okay, so your hard path. It's all about you starting to consider one thing there, Vincent. You have let people mold you into the person that they wanted you to be your whole life. But it's time to start considering what ingredients are going to go back into me, molding myself into what I want to be for a change. It means cutting off all those ties that have told you who you need to be. It's time for you to consider, who do I want to mold myself into be? What kind of a shape do I want to put myself into? The hardest thing for you to do right now might be that you have to take your life by your hands and start to mold it with your hands a little bit more and start moving it into the direction that it's going to be better for you. The hardest thing for you to do right now might be that you have to take your life by your hands and start to move it with your hands a little bit more and start moving it into the direction that it's going to be better for you. So consider that you are starting to shape yourself. What ingredients are you using in the mythical clay of yourself? What makes up the bare essentials of who you are? That's the materials you're working with. Then you have to start molding those materials into a shape that you see yourself becoming someday. What ingredients are you using in the mythical clay of yourself? What makes up the bare essentials of who you are? That's the materials you're working with. Then you have to start molding those materials into a shape that you see yourself becoming someday. So do you want your unseen path or your easy path next? So do you want your unseen path? So your unseen path, right? It's all about you enjoying the journey. We all want that treasure at the end of the rainbow. We all want to find that treasure within this box. But we don't know what's inside of here quite yet. The journey is the thing that you need to start working on a little bit more. Enjoying the journey. Because once you find the treasure inside, the journey is over. Then it's time to start picking a new treasure to go find. We don't know what's inside of here quite yet. The journey is the thing that you need to start working on a little bit more. Enjoying the journey. Because once you find the treasure inside, the journey is over. Then it's time to start picking a new treasure to go find. So it's definitely time to open up and find those things within yourself that is making your journey worth it. And it's time for you to express that in a more beautiful way of enjoying the journey as you're going by. So take every day as it is. Go, take every day one step at a time, because you could enjoy that journey will be the bigger lesson than finding the treasure. The treasure is just your reward for the journey. Then we get to your exist card, which is your easy path card. Take every day one step at a time, because you could enjoy that journey will be the bigger lesson than finding treasure. The treasure is just your reward for the journey. Then we get to your exist card, which is your easy path card. And it's time for you to punch through to the other side and stop being an idea of who you want to be. It's time to become the idea you want to be. So that person you've always envisioned yourself of being, it's definitely time to stop letting that just be an idea. It's time to start working that towards a better future for yourself. Right now, you kind of feel like you're just existing, and that feels like an easier path for you. But maybe what you need to do is stop existing and move into the being part of the world. A better future for yourself. Right now, you kind of feel like you're just existing, and that feels like an easier path for you. But maybe what you need to do is stop existing and move into the being part of the world. So that's the past, present. That's those three cards there. Now we're going to get to the last two cards. Your leap of faith, which is the foundation stone, and the home card is the circle card. And then your wandering path card is literally the wandering path. Now we get to the last two cards. Your leap of faith, which is the foundation stone, and the home card is the circle card. And then your wandering path card is literally the wandering path. So do you want your leap card first, or do you want your home card first?
want your lead card first, or do you want your home card first?
So your home card is telling you it's time to get back around those people that you consider your community once again. It's time to start sharing the stories. It's time to start going out there and being a part of the world a little bit more than you have been. Get your best friends. It's time to go on a camping trip. Let's get around that fire that's going to help burn inside of ourselves, give us that energy, give us that support we need in order to start moving forward in our lives. So start considering that maybe you need your community, maybe you need your group of people to be by your side. Ask for that help, ask for support, because the more you get that support, the better you can take care of the fire within yourself.
So start considering that maybe you need your community, maybe you need your group of people to be by your side. Ask for that help, ask for support, because the more you get that support, the better you can take care of the fire within yourself.
And you have to realize that it's always a process of life, death, and rebirth. Even trees know that this works in the world. That's why I believe in reincarnation, because trees reincarnate every single year. They drop their leaves off, and then they let those kind of die and get past us, and then they grow new leaves. They always stay the same person, but they do have to create new growth and new branches.
Every single year. They drop their leaves off, and then they let those kind of die and get past us, and then they grow new leaves. They always stay the same person, but they do have to create new growth and new branches.
So your leap of faith card, right? Maybe it's time for you to realize that the old foundation is no longer serving you. That you have to kind of break that away and start to consider the bare essentials of who you are. Remember that molding card that told you the bare essentials is what you needed to get back to? This is telling you that whatever foundation you've kind of built your life on up to this date, it's time to clear away and pour that new foundation for which you will both build your home upon. So, what are you going to be putting into the ingredients of your new foundation? What makes up the the essential you, you know, and how do you want to build on top of that? So next, after this stage comes building those walls of safety around ourselves so that we can keep ourselves safe and secure. That means just taking care of your own personal path and taking better control over what you share and what you don't share. Then you start building those walls up, but you have to have communication within those walls as well. So it's definitely time to start clearing away that old foundation so that you can start to
better control over what you share, then you start building those walls up, but you have to have communication within those walls as well. So it's definitely time to start clearing away that old foundation so that you can start to
and building a new one. So we get to your wandering path card, which is the exact card in the exact spot it's supposed to be in. What does that mean? Maybe the path that you haven't chosen yet is one of not having a direction. You don't have a time limit. You can go any direction you want, forward or back, side or side. It doesn't matter. It means going with the flow a little bit more.
maybe the path that you haven't chosen yet is one of not having a direction. You don't have a time limit. You can go any direction you want, forward or back, side or side. It doesn't matter. It means going with the flow a little bit more.
So it's definitely time for maybe the path that you haven't been considering is just letting yourself just live life a little bit more. Stop being so concerned of where you're going to be at the end of tomorrow or the next week or the next month or the next year, and just start living life as if today was the last best day of your life. Start letting today be your best day ever, starting today, because today is the day you start living your life for yourself and you start living your life to those people who will be your community members in the future. So when I look at your whole reading, when I ask myself, what could this possibly mean, right?
Today is the day you start living your life for yourself and you start living your life for those people who will be your community members in the future. So when I look at your whole reading,
And I ask myself, what could this possibly mean? It's definitely time for you to start glowing within yourself that positive light. Take all those positive memories from your past and let that be the thing that drives you forward. Leave the rest behind. Then you have to start adding those logs onto your fire that are going to help your personal power grow so that you can get it red hot so that when you are finally ready to move forward, because you want to start molding yourself into the shape you want to be because you're done You're done trying to just look for the treasure at the end of the rainbow. You want to enjoy the journey a little bit more. You want to stop existing and become more than just an idea. You want to put your shape back into what you need it to be. You have to find that foundation stone within yourself to clear away those old bad patterns so that you can build upon that circle that will help you come together with your community member to help you build that new foundation. Then you get to your wandering path. It's time to go with the flow a little bit more and allow yourself to finally be that free person you need to be. So, then you get to your wandering path. It's time to go with the flow a little bit more and allow yourself to finally be that free person you need to be. So, that is your reading today, there, Vincent. I got to get more coffee here, real quick. All right, we have Charles. Charles, are you still in the chat? Sometimes these readings do take a while, guys, so thank you for being patient. I want to make sure everyone gets the reading that they deserve and need. All right, we have Charles. Charles, are you still in the chat? Sometimes these readings do take a while, guys, so thank you for being patient. I want to make sure everyone gets the reading that they deserve and need. First, I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle to get rid of all the energy from that last reading and give it a nice cleansing shuffle. All right, what kind of a reading would you like today, Charles? Would you like past, present, future reading, or do you want the journey layout? Cleansing shuffle to get rid of all the energy from that last reading and give it a nice cleansing shuffle. All right, what kind of a reading would you like today, Charles? Would you like past, present, future reading, or do you want the journey layout? Okay, journey layout. How many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you? 1 through 10. Okay, journey layout. How many times would you like me to shuffle the deck for you? 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3. Now pick a number 1 through 52 and really think about what you would like to know about your journey, Charles, and then tell me that number. 1, 2, 3. Now pick a number 1 through 52 and really think about what you would like to know about your journey, Charles, and then tell me that number. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th card. All right, so your past path, your weight path, your hard, easy path, hard path, unseen path, home card, okay, cards are popping up left and right. Okay, so here is your reading there today, Charles. So, in the past, you've been working on overcoming some sadness in your life. Depression is a useful tool because we have to go through these stages of grief. One part of your life has finally ended, and it's now for you time to mourn that loss in which you had your low life. So kind of the life that has happened before was your past. That has to be something that you have to say to yourself, I had the best possible journey I could have up to this point. But all that sadness that I have been carrying around with myself, I don't need to carry it anymore. Remember, you are the sky in this picture. You are not the clouds. But remember, that sun is shining through to give you that positive light to burn away those clouds so that you can start living a more positive direction in your future. Remember, you are the sky in this picture. You are not the clouds. But remember, that sun is shining through to
give that positive light to burn away those clouds so you can start living a more positive direction in your future.
Now, your weight path card is telling you to do one thing. Those choices and decisions that you need to make in your life, you have to start realizing that you are more than just a reflection. In this picture, you can see a beautiful oak tree, but it doesn't seem like you can see that because there are a lot of little pieces in there reflecting different directions in different ways, right? You have to learn to pull yourself together, maybe stop being such a multitasker and start working on the one reflection in which you want to see in your mirror once more. Excuse me.
Maybe stop being such a multitasker and start working on the one reflection in which you want to see in your mirror once more.
So it's definitely time for you to start getting that big picture, Charles, and start to reflect on all those things that you have done. How are you going to make choices now? Are you going to make them living for yourself now? Are you going to start living the dreams that you have yet to fulfill? I mean,
getting that big picture, Charles, and start to reflect on all those things that you have done.
Isn't it time for a little bit more of a you journey instead of everybody else's journey?
The dreams that you have yet to fulfill. I mean,
okay, so here we have your easy path, which is the seeing eye card, your unseen path, which is foundation, and your hard path is your donate card. Which one would you like first, Charles?
Okay, so here we have your easy path, which is the seeing eye card, your unseen path, which is foundation, and your hard path is your donate card. Which one would you like first, Charles?
Okay. First it's unseen, then it is easy or hard. We don't get to the home card till after this decision and choice.
Okay. First it's unseen, then it is.
So you choose from these three different paths right now. The unseen path, which is foundation, the donate card, which is hard, or the seeing path, which is easy. Okay, hard path. Got you. So it's definitely time for you to start to donate back to self. You are probably a very giving person. You've always given of yourself a lot throughout your life. But how many times have you donated back to yourself? How many times have you given back to yourself to say, I have earned something in this life? All of my fruition, all the things that I've been working towards, what did they really lead me to?
How many times have you donated back to yourself? How many times have you given back to yourself to say, I have earned something in this life? All of my fruition, all the things I've been working towards, what did they really lead me to?
So start to think that it's time to start giving yourself back, giving back to yourself. I'm kind of feeling that you need to have that self-empowerment day to start donating back to yourself, start believing in yourself a little bit more. So whatever way you like to self-empower yourself, maybe that's exercise, maybe that's getting into your community and talking about your feelings, whichever way you need to donate back to yourself. Think of it like this. You spent your whole life spending this change on other people. Now, how are you going to start spending the things that they have given to you over the years to help you donate back to your life again? Would you like your unseen path or your easy path next?
On other people. Now, how are you going to start spending the things that they have given to you over the years to help you donate back to your life again? Would you like your unseen path or your easy path next?
So your unseen path, right? So Charles, I want you to consider that you've lived a nice long life up to this point, but how many times have you cleared away that old bad foundation that is no longer serving you purpose? Have you cleared away that old foundation that you've built your life upon? Is it time for you to finally clear away this foundation and start to pour that new foundation that now it's going to be for Charles and Charles only? Or are you going to let people pour this foundation for you? You have to decide what bare essential ingredients make up who you are, and that is what is going to be laid in this foundation. What you build around it next are the walls to keep you safe and secure. But first, you have to understand the basic essentials of who you are before you can move forward and clear away the old bad patterns that are no longer serving you. So, time to do that.
What you build around it next are the walls to keep you safe and secure. But first, you have to understand the basic essentials of who you are before you can move forward and clear away the old bad patterns that are no longer serving you. It's time to do that.
So next we have your seeing card. That's your easy path card, right? So time to get the big picture again, Charles. You need to pull away yourself from the situation and look, hey, I need to look around at my life and see what I have gotten up to this point. How much of this has real meaning to me? How much of this really has made my life better and the difference I want to make within it? So it's definitely time to get that trust your gut instincts a little bit more and go with what your gut says to do rather than your logical mind, because you have to start stepping away from what you normally do and you're used to. You're probably a very logical person, but it's time to start using that emotional gut, that gut instinct telling you this is what's going to take for me to finally be happy. There has to be a point where you start.
Because you have to start stepping away from what you normally do and you're used to. You're probably a very logical person, but it's time to start using that emotional gut, that gut instinct telling you this is what's going to take for you to finally be happy. There has to be a point where you start.
Sorry, I had a message coming in. There has to be a moment where you finally get that it's more than just one person's view of the world, it's your view of the world, because we have two eyes that take in this world every single day, but we always forget about the third eye. That's the eye that helps us divine what we need to do
There
next.
has to be a moment where you finally get that it's more than just one person's view of the world, it's your view of the world. Because we have two eyes that take in this world every single day, but we always
Oops.
forget about the third eye. That's the eye that helps us divine what we need to do next.
All right, so now we have your home card, which is the Stoke card, and your Leap of Faith card is the Finding card. Which one do you want first?
All right, so now we have your home card, which is the Stoke card, and your Leap of Faith card is the Finding card. Which one do you want first?
So your home card, right? It's time to start stoking the fires. Think of it like this: all that energy that you've been spending out in this world, all that heat and beautiful energy that you've shared throughout your life, it's time to start adding those logs onto the fire that are going to feed the
It's
fuel
time
for
to
what
start
you want to do
stoking the
going on
fires.
next.
Think of it like
So,
this:
what are you adding
all
onto
that
your fire that's
energy
going to
that
keep it
you've been
burning? What's
spending
going to
out in
keep
this
you
world, all
passionate
that
about what you
heat
want to
and
do? What's going to
that
keep you
you've shared
driven? What's
throughout
going to
your
keep you
life, it's
motivated?
time to start
These are
adding
the
those
things you want
logs
to start
onto the
adding
fire
to
that
your
are going to
fire.
feed
So
the
maybe there's
fuel for
some
what
things
you
out
want
there
to
that
do
you need
going
to
on
start
next.
adding to that
So,
fire
what
to
are
keep
you
it
adding
burning
onto your
red
fire
hot so
that's
you
going to
don't
keep
run
it
out of all
burning
the
red hot
energy
so
that
you
you
keep
need.
passionate about what you want to
Now,
do?
I don't know what
So,
your health is like
what's going to keep
or
you moving
or
forward?
what you're
These
going
are the
through
things you want
personally
to
at
start
this
adding to the
moment,
fire. So,
but I
maybe
have an
there's some
idea
things out
that
there
what
that
you
you
need
need to
to do
start
is you need to
adding
start
to the
working
fire
on
to
adding that
keep the
extra
fuel red
energy.
hot
So
so you
maybe
don't
you
run
need
out of
to
all the energy that you
follow a
need.
better diet
Now,
or something
I
like
don't know
that
what your
that
health
will
is
help you
like
increase that energy. Maybe
what you're
exercising a
going
little bit
through
more, increase that
health.
energy.
But
Because
I
the
have
more
an
you
idea
do, the
that
more
what
you
you
think,
need
the
to
more
do
you
is
move.
start
That's where
working
your
on
life is
adding
going to
that
be moving
extra
forward.
energy.
If you need
Maybe there's
times to rest, you have to have
follow a
times to
better
rest too.
diet or something like
But
that
it's definitely
will
time to start adding the
keep
logs
the
onto the
fuel
fire
for
that are
what
going to
you need
help
to do
keep your
going on
passions
next.
and dreams going from this
The
point
more
forward.
you do, the more you think, the more you move, that's where your life is going to be moving forward. If you need times to rest, you have to have times to rest too.
Then we get to go
So
to
it's
your
time
leap
to
of
start
faith card,
adding the logs onto the fire that are going to help keep passions and dreams going from this point forward. Then we get to go to your leap of faith card.
which is the finding card. And sometimes we have to realize that the journey that we have been on leading up to that treasure at the end of the rainbow is what it's all about. Maybe you haven't considered that before. Maybe you have to take that leap of faith that the treasure inside that you are searching for
Sometimes we
is
have to
just
realize
one
that the
leap of
journey that
faith
we have
away.
been on
What
leading up to that
scares you the
treasure at
most?
the end of
What
the
is
rainbow
keeping you from finding
is
those
what it's
dreams? What
all
is
about.
keeping you from
Maybe you
finding
haven't
those
considered
goals?
that
What's stopping you in
before.
your tracks
Maybe you have to
that's
take that
keeping you
leap of
from
faith
moving
that the
forward?
treasure
I
inside
mean,
that
how
you
much
are
more?
searching for is just one leap of faith away. What scares you the most? What is keeping you from finding those dreams? What is keeping you from finding those goals? What's stopping you in your tracks that's keeping you from moving forward?
But it's
I mean, how
definitely
much more?
time to stop finding that treasure at the end of the rainbow, because for you, this is the last goal that you want to be making in your life. There's something there you want to find the treasure in. Remember, we don't know what kind of treasure we will find when we open this box because it's about the
Definitely
journey.
time to
And
start
considering that
finding that
the
treasure at
journey
the
that
end
we
of the
take,
rainbow because
that
for
is the
you,
treasure.
this is the
It's the
last goal
treasure
that
that
you
we
want to
find
be
at the end of
making
the
in your
rainbow
life.
is just the prize
There's
we get
something
to
there
take
you want
home
to
with
be
us after
treasuring,
completing the
and we
mission.
don't know what kind of treasure we'll find when we open this box because it's about the journey. And considering that the journey that we take, that is the treasure. It's the treasure that we find at the end of the rainbow is just the prize we get home with us after completing the mission.
Then we get to your wandering path card, which is all about doing one thing. It's really time for you to start getting and seeing yourself as that complete picture that you have done up to this point. You have built your life to be how you want it to be, what you want it to be. This is the picture that you show everybody out in the world. And the picture that is being shown to them is subjectional by their standards. So are they seeing you as a beautiful person or an ugly person? That's up to them. How do you view yourself? What kind of a picture do you put on this? Are you adding, you've got the bare essentials down, like I was telling you that you needed to do, but it's definitely time for you to start thinking about what colors and flourishes I want to add to the picture that kind of add that flavor onto my life. Is there goals and dreams that can start to fill in, or do I like a black and white photo and want to leave it as is? But now I'm going to really define it and keep it safe and secure. So you have to get that big picture once again and start realizing that you have completed most of what you needed to do in this world. It's now time for you to get that picture back on how you view yourself again. You have to get that big picture once again and start realizing that you have completed most of what you needed to do in the world. It's now time for you to get that picture back on how you view yourself again. All right, Charles, that is your reading for today. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Otherwise, my last minute intuitional thoughts for you. Boy, do you need to have that day for just you. I am feeling like you haven't taken a day for just you for a while, where you get to go do the things you like, where you get to do the things you want to do. Hey, if that means, spending time with the grandkids or spending time with whoever you want to spend it with, I am feeling like you haven't taken a day for just you for a while, where you get to go do the things you like, where you get to do the things you want to do. Hey, if that means, spending time with the grandkids or spending time with whoever you want to spend it with, that's the true treasure. What you do during the time you're here, not finding that end of the rainbow prize. So remember, it's about that journey, not necessarily the destination. I think that everything is going to go good for you here. At least when I look at your reading and I ask myself, what could this possibly mean? It's definitely time to get over that sadness that we've been carrying on with life. We need to drop that off like a bad penny that we're never going to pick up again, because we want to self-reflect and see the whole picture of who we truly are. It's definitely time to get over that sadness that we've been carrying on with life. We need to drop that off like a bad penny that we're never going to pick up again, because we want to self-reflect the whole picture of who we truly are. And it's time to start opening those eyes and getting that big picture to pull yourself away from the situation and look at what you really have to have. Then you have to remember that the foundation in which you place upon your life now is it time to clear away the old bad patterns so that you can start moving on to the next one. Start considering what kind of foundation you want to lay. Then remember to donate back to yourself. As much as you have been a giving person, it's time to give yourself a little bit more back in return. Your life now is it time to clear away the old bad patterns so that you can start moving on to the next one. Because you're going to be ready to stoke those fires and let them burn as bright as you can. Back to yourself. As much as you have been a giving person, it's time to give yourself a little bit more back in return. Because you are finding that treasure at the end of the rainbow, because the journey is the treasure. Because you are getting that picture in focus for people to see once again. And I'm so sorry about your loss. I've experienced my mom losing my mom and other things. I don't know what it's like to lose a wife yet. I hope I don't get to find out anytime soon. But I'm so sorry for your loss. What I'm going to do for you, Charles, is I can do an intuitive draw, and maybe it can be a message from the ones you love in the other world. Would you like that? What I'm going to do for you, Charles, is I can do an intuitive draw, and it can be a message from the ones you love in the other world. Would you like that? Okay, cool. So I'm just going to start to shuffle. You tell me when to stop, okay? Okay, cool. So I'm just going to start to shuffle. You tell me when to stop, okay? All right. We're going with the first answer on top of the deck. This is your special message from those who have gone past. You have my sleep card, which you are letting the world kind of sting at you a little bit more than you want to. The world is kind of attacking you, you feel like. But have you put your personal protective armor back on? That faith, that self confidence, that self drive. What kind of coat are you putting on when you go outside? Keeping you from the harm that is the world. Because the world's always going to come and hit those light, stinging pellets of sleet on you. Do you decide now that you are ready to start moving forward because you're going to add those little protections onto your aura again? So stop letting things affect you. Start dressing for the weather you want to dress upon. So imagine that you have your personal coat of armor, like that jacket you love, that hat you love, whatever you want to use as your personal power. Well, the reason I put on this shirt and this hat every day, even though you might not be able to see them on the screen, they're my personal protective armor. I put these on every day because then I become the unknown prophet. I'm not Joshua anymore. So, what kind of personal protective armor are you putting on yourself that's going to keep you safe and secure? That means maybe you need more self confidence, more determination, the things that make you feel empowered and make you feel better about yourself. Those are your armor. So, put those back on yourself because maybe you've been letting the world get you way too much. And that's your special message from the beyond. That means maybe you need more self confidence, more determination, the things that can make you feel better about yourself. Those are your armor. So put those back on yourself because maybe you've been letting the world get you way too much. That is your reading, Charles. All right, Jennifer. If you are still in the chat, Jennifer, are you still in chat? I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle now. So whatever meaning you think that will have for you, Charles, I hope that that does something for you today. Jennifer, Jennifer, are you still in the chat? I hope that does something for you today. Jennifer, Jennifer, are you still in the chat? Calling Jennifer once. And remember, guys, I am doing this for donation. So if you can't afford to spend any amount of money, I mean, I don't want your last dollar. I don't want money you can't afford to spend. But just in case you need it, here are my tip links once again, guys. And remember, guys, I am doing this for donation. So if you can't afford to spend any amount of money, I mean, I don't want your last dollar. I don't want money you can't afford to spend. Just in case you need it, here are my tip links once again, guys. Jennifer going twice. Last and final call for Jennifer. 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 All right, Jennifer. This was your last and final call. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. I will be right back. So I don't have anybody else in my queue. So if you say you want a reading while I'm gone, I will put the first come, first serve basis, okay? So I will be right back. I got to go take a restroom break. All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you for being patient with me. Oh, I really had to go there, so it's gonna look a little bit more time than I wanted it to, but when things want to come out, things want to come out, right? All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you for being patient with me. So I don't know if anyone new has joined the chat yet. No. It's gonna look a little bit more time than I wanted it to, but when things want to come out, things want to come out, right? So I don't know if anyone new has joined the chat yet. No. All right. Okay, guys, enough of that. I had to change something on my screen real quick, so pay no attention to my ending credits. Pay no attention to the man behind the mirror. Oh, fuck, come on. Okay, guys, enough of that. I had to change on my screen real quick, so pay no attention to my ending credits. Pay no attention to the man behind the mirror. Oh, fuck, come on. Oh, phone's watching right now, so. Okay, I don't know what that's about, Tom. What they're saying. Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. boy. Hey Tanya, how you doing today? Welcome in. How is life in the YouTube land treating you? Hey Tanya, how you doing today? Welcome in. How is life in the YouTube land treating you? Such a good boy. I'm petting my kitty cat. He's being wants it. He's an attention whore. Aren't you? You're an attention whore, aren't you? How are you doing today, Tanya? Oops, I don't think they're here anymore. I'm all right. Get your fur butt up here, you little partner. How are you doing today, Tanya? I think I smoked it. I smoked it. My beautiful buddy. Sure, I will do that. Not a problem. I didn't mean to mention needing money for anything like that. I wasn't trying to do that. Honestly, I will be very respectful of her rules going forward. Please unban me. I want to come back to her room. She is such a bright, shining part of my day. And I will not do any more self promoting, asking for money anymore. I promise. Needing money for anything like that. I wasn't trying to do that, honestly.
I will be very respectful of all rules going forward. Please understand me. I will come back to her room. She is such a bright, shining part of my day. And I will not be more self-promoting, asking for money anymore. I promise.
What's Jesse doing? Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much for being a part of my channel. Thanks for being here. I truly appreciate every last one of you. I'm going to start running my end credits now. I really want to say thank you for being here every single day. I will return tomorrow. My kitty cat is being very, very demanding. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I truly appreciate every last one of you. I'm going to start running my end credits now. Very, very I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, off you go.